Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea. Welcome back to a best of 5. Today we have Classic versus Elaser, a PvZ of the ages, truly. A lot of these players are a little bit different than their companions from the same race. Classic is a player that I think generally is known for his large builder diversity. And I'm very well aware now that I've mentioned it, that we're most likely just going to see 2-gate Stargate every single game. But he has just played an enormous amount of builds, different builds. Elaser is someone that hasn't gotten into hive tech for the past 6 years or so. He's someone that loves, absolutely adores anything that comes out of the lair and the hatchery. Now, if it's on less than 60 drones, he's a fan. If it's on less than 70 drones, he's a fan. If it's on low tech, never getting +3 upgrades, he's gonna be a fan, all right? So I'm expecting some aggressive, high-paced games here from the Polish Zerg player, who's, it should shine in this meta, in which a lot of Zerg players feel like late game against Protoss isn't great. And so a lot of the all-inners should be feeling kind of okay about all of that. People like Shin, people like Elaser, you know, the guys that just enjoy building stuff, sending it across the map and collecting their win. So we have an Adept opener. Single Adept into Stalker. Stalker is going to shoot the Overlord. And the reason we see this little, little rally point shift click is so that after the first shot, if you're not controlling the Overlord, it moves away from where the shot came from. And what Classic was hoping is that he didn't need the Oracle to provide high ground vision to kill that Overlord. Woo! 2 worker kills with the first Adept. That is pretty significant. Does end up losing that Adept. And because Elaser didn't build any extra links, he really only built 2. This actually might be okay for him, not gonna lie. This might actually, low-key, be fine. 2 links, that's all we have here. Oracle now popping off, going across the map. See if we can get any damage done. Classic is trying to move in towards the natural as double spores are on the way. Third queen not out quite yet. It's going to be a spore per base. There's more queens on the way. Third base on the way. We're soon going to see what the plan will be here for Classic, as he has a third Oracle coming out. That means there's going to be a pretty heavy focus here on harassment. But what is the follow-up tech? That's of course a valuable question to ask. Drones being pulled off the line. Elaser hasn't really lost any workers yet, except the initial 2 against that Adept. Forged Twilight is going to be the next step in the plan of our Korean Protoss player. So we're going to have 3 Adepts and 3 Oracles making their way across the map. The 3 Musketeers, except we have 6. You know what's weird? I recently actually read the 3 Musketeers. And there's 4 Musketeers, not 3. I always thought that the 3 Musketeers was going to be a book about, you know, following the lives of 3 Musketeers that were friends. But that wasn't the case at all. There's 4 Musketeers, and one of them is the most important one. Not going to spoil too much. He's not a Musketeer the entire time, but it shocked me. I never would have guessed. I really never would have guessed. I can't recall. Oh, right. The Oracles. Did they do any damage? Meh. Some kills were had. Adepts did end up falling down. The follow-up is going to be 6-gate Blink. This is probably the most standard follow-up that we have. It is not great against quick +1 rush, which is what we're seeing here out of Elaser, who needs to sacrifice 1 drone's mining time to make sure that the others don't get stuck in the stasis bubble. Templar Archives coming in as well. The Stalker count here is going to be frank, quite pathetic. You have a +1 pneumatized +1 and pneumatized carapace coming in. Lair, which is late, but perhaps still in time. Why are we getting Overlord speed? Is this going to be for some Overlord drops? That is a possibility. 6 more Overlords on the way. I'm feeling a big slew of roaches here coming out soon. Look how many Overlords he's building. Holy crap. He's creating a lot of capacity here. We have 2 Overlords on the way that are morphing into Dropper Lords. So it's most likely... Oh, 4. We're gonna see some drops into the main base. We're gonna see an attack up front with Queens, is what I'm assuming. Classic should be fairly aware of what is kicking off here, though, because he's seen... Oh, actually, he's seen that there's a 4th base. He hasn't seen the lack of drones there, which would be fairly important. Fairly important. We have a 2nd robotics facility now coming into the mix as well. What is the Stalker count? We're currently at 5 Stalkers, which is not a very big number. You have 72 workers, which is too big of a number. You have 2 more cannons coming up. These cannons are going to be vital. This 3rd base will need to be given up as well, most likely. Lynx now coming in. Oracle activating. Do we have Storm? Not quite yet. Stalkers are pushing themselves in an unfortunate direction. As 8 Lynx unload into the main. 8 Lynx unload into the natural. At the same time, Roaches here are hitting the 4th base. This is big trouble here for Classic, who most likely is just going to end up losing this game. GG gets called as Laser wins game number 1. Game number 2, we have Laser opening up with what seems to me a 12 pool. And this build has been really freaking popular on this map. It's the shortest rush distance we've had in a while. It's a map that requires 3 buildings to wall. And thus 12 pool is pretty okay. We've seen a lot of proxy hatch stuff as well with the 12 pool, to be honest. A lot of proxy hatch stuff. So I'm curious to see if that's going to be happening here as well. I think usually if you want a proxy hatch, you've already sent out your worker. As that's not the case. Curious to see what's going to be kicking off here. Ooh, look at this. Miko is faking the 3rd base. He's going to be sending this across the map indeed. That was a really neat move. Not going to lie, I'm a fan of that. His Overlord starts. Now, this is the timing where the Protoss player goes up because he sees the lack of a 2nd Overlord. What's he doing? Oh, he's scouting for the 3rd and he doesn't see it. Does not see the 3rd base here. Is now wondering, hey, what's kicking off, buddy? What is kicking off? He's built 2 Lynx. Wanted to go for a full block in the wall and that doesn't quite succeed. He's gonna go for a block on the natural. Doesn't work either. He will get the block in the wall. He will get this. Okay, what's gonna be the plan here? You can full wall behind this, can't you? Well, this is not a great wall actually. It's a pretty poor wall. We don't have a core on the way yet either. Now we have a core on the way. That's fairly late, 136. First Zealot is about to pop out. Can we get a rally point on that maybe? Yes, we can. It's gonna be outside. Ooh, this is nasty. I don't even know what the correct call is here for a laser. How does he want to do this? Do you want to keep this thing alive? Is it really important that it finishes? Maybe. It's going to continue building more and more Lynx. Gonna see a cancel on this hatch eventually, right? It's the only thing that makes any sense. Zealot is going to pop out in the inside. No, it's on the outside. Lynx move away. So a Zealot can't pop out on the outside if Lynx are attacking it. It could have been frustrating had the hatchery still been there. We now have another Zealot on the way rather than an Adept. We have a battery coming in. This is a bit of a surprise to me. Does seem like it's Adept time at this point. 20 workers to 12. We have a hatchery coming down at home for your laser. As once the first Adept finishes up, I mean, this party is... I don't want to say it's over, but it is over. Both of these batteries should be cancelled, to be honest. Only one of them will end up getting cancelled. An extra pylon coming in too. Potential for a counter-attack here. 18 Lynx. 3 Zealots, 1 Adept. 2 more Adepts are about to join the fray though. Slow Lynx want to catch this. Shouldn't be capable of doing that. That was a scary shot, to be honest. Felt like he was really close to getting caught there. Could maybe get another kill, but he won't. Finishes this Adept chase, going in for a scout. We'll see the hatchery here. And we'll send the rest of the boys across the map. That's another kill on a Link for free. He's planning on moving inside the main base. Could cancel this shade, yeah. I was gonna say. That feels powerful, that feels good. It's 22 workers to 15. Nexus is going up. As a second worker here goes down, a third worker might end up falling as well. There we go. E-Laser not with a Spore Trick to try and deny that second shot. And now we have 3 Zealots and 2 Adepts hitting this hatchery. Another drone is gonna die, 24 workers to 16. I think you might even want to play Twilight Council here rather than going for Stargate. I could be wrong about that though, but I think Twilight Council for me makes a lot of sense. This is a finish. Absolutely. Ooh, it's not a great finish because this adept is kind of surrounded here. Main target should probably be these drones. If you get like 3-4 drones here, I think it's gonna be enough. Absolutely. Gonna just get 3 though, and we'll also end up losing the Zealot. Still will be fine. There's a Stargate as a follow-up. I'm just not as big a fan of that. If you would have wanted to go for a Stargate, I think you should have gotten your Warp Gate a little bit later as well. I think this was prime opportunity for Twilight Council plays. Gonna see where this game is at in a minute or so from now. I always find it difficult to judge exactly who's ahead or who's behind. The problem for E-Laser being that he doesn't have speed. Doesn't even have enough gas to start speed. Two Overlords on the way. See supply block. What's the queen count? 3. It's not enough. Where's the link speed? It ain't here. I mean, I don't even understand how E-Laser is supposed to deal with these 5 adepts. I think the answer is simple. I don't think he can. Because you can cancel. This is a cancel. Yeah. You cancel. You attack the queen. There's now no queen here anymore. That means you can't mine. You also can't defend it with links because an oracle is about to show up. So you're going to need to either build a lot of links or give up your third base for the next minute or so. There's a third base on the way for Classic already. It's going to be up about 5 workers. Another drone goes down. This means you can't use the larva on this base, which is a serious issue. This is bait. These drones are bait. I think you should just continue attacking, honestly. It's going to go for a shade in. No, it's not. Oracle in the natural. It's going to get 3-4 kills here because there's no second queen quite yet. Maybe even get 5 or 6 kills. Yeah, messes that up. Gonna get 4 extra kills for free. And these links are getting a surround, but still only kills two of these adepts. Adepts actually could have cancelled that shade as well. Continued attacking stuff, and this game feels extremely over, to be honest. The queen count is not sufficient. The link count is not sufficient. We have 7 adepts out on the map and nothing to deal with it. Speed is only halfway done. Glaive's now on the way. Gonna go up to 4 gateways, but I think Classic is just going to win before Glaives even finishes. I think he's just gonna shade in here, and there's like half a ling out right now, and that's a serious issue. Oracles are taking a bit of damage, which is bad. But at the same time, E-Laser taking too much damage. GG gets called. 7 drones going down, and it's 1-1. And that instantly brings us to game number 3 in this best of 5. Where we have E-Laser this time with a later pool. A much later pool. Classic coming in with a hash block. I'm really curious what E-Laser's plan in this series is. So far we've seen 2 different all-ins. One on 60 drones, one on 12 drones. The first one worked, the second one didn't. I feel like maybe 12 pooling on Ghost River isn't quite it anymore. I feel like it's been done too many times. You know, it sometimes feels like if something is really good on a particular map, that always playing that thing isn't necessarily good. Especially if it's a bit cheesy. Like for example, on Amphion, Swarmos are really good. But it's not very cheesy, you know? It's a good unit composition. I think that's different than like a particular strategy being good on a map. Like I remember it when like Proxy Void Raid would be good on specific maps. Then you can't always do it. And sometimes it's also good to do it on other maps. Because people are so mentally ready for it on that particular map. And they've played against it so many times on that particular map. Like, I don't know a Protoss player that go for a no-scout on the Ghost River. It's unheard of. Because like half of the games are 12 pools and the other half are 16 pools. Or 14 pools. 15 pools, for all I care. This probe evacuates with the minerals in the mouth. It's going to keep surviving. It's actually going to be Stargate again. This makes me so sad. Here I am hyping up Classic as this beast of diversity. The guy that just can't wait to go for his glaive builds and all of his other builds, really. Yes, like all of his builds are good. I love all of them equally. I really do. But then he's only playing Oracle here. Of course, there's a lot of variety from the Oracle opener as well. You have your 2 Oracle, triple Oracle, me kicking my water bottle. Not sure if you guys even heard that. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. It is what it is. Second gateway coming in. This is the golden standard of PvE right now. Actually gonna get 0 kills. That's impressive. Well done, Laser. How many links do we have? 9. Laser also is the type of guy that does the same all in 4 times in a row. He once played a best of 3 against Haas, where he played a Nidus, like a Queenling Nidus of a Lair Rush. I want to say it was 3 times, but it could have just been 2 times as well. The build was god-awful. But he won the series 2-1, what can you say? I feel like in general, if you cheese Haas, that, you know, that should get you some respect. It's like, ooh. Because everyone knows that it's scary to cheese Haas. You feel like an idiot if you lose, cheesing a cheeser. But it feels great when you win, let me tell you. It's going to be 4 gate, Twilight Council, 2 more gas. Hard to say what's going to be happening here. We'll just have to wait for the tech. Like, okay, it's going to be glaives. So usually with 4 gas, it is rare for it to be glaives, but it is what it is here. Okay, he's fake taking a 4th gas. So he's only going to be mining from 3 gases. The reason he does this is because this is in range of the Overlord. So Overlord sees, hey, probes are moving in, but it's not actually spotting the assimilator over here. But could have scouted it earlier, so that you still want to get it. And now he's going to mine from it anyway, but it's a little bit later. It's a little bit later. Robotics facility behind this as well. The glaive adept attack here is probably going to be quite powerful. How many adepts do we have already? We have 3 on the map, 4 on the map, 2 at the 3rd base. Where's the next warping going to be is my question. I'm not seeing it yet. Maybe he's forgetting about it. Here we go. 4 more adepts. All at the 3rd. It's risky in case a Ling goes into scout, but good luck for a Ling making it across the map. It's going to be quite hard. 6 more adepts now coming across. So it's going to be 10 adepts here at 5 minutes and about 40 seconds in. Here come the resonating glaives. Ooh, he's trying to hide those extra adepts, but I think they've been spotted. If they have been spotted, yeah, there we go. Laser decides to clear this creep tumor and goes for the full wall. Let's see if he's going to be capable of holding this with just the queens and the links for now. 6 extra roaches on the way. Links stay alive. We're going to get a surround here. We still have these 2 oracles available as well, of course. Evo chamber is the target that is being attacked. No cancel on that Evo chamber. 4 adepts moving in towards the 3rd base are going to try and get some kills. These roaches will take care of that. And as there's no target fire, not too many drones have fallen quite yet. It is 64 workers to 60. Adepts going into the main base as we speak. We'll kill 11, 12 workers. Immortals being pumped behind this. Is it the first Immortal? Yes, it's the first Immortal that's being pumped. 4 more. No, it's not Adepts. It's probes that are coming across the map right now. That is surely a mistake. That is surely an error. We have 60 workers to 47 as... I'm pretty sure Classic has won the game at this point. Like 90% sure this game is over. 90%. There's still the 10% that Classic gets a cardiac arrest. Can't press the buttons anymore. 27 workers going down. That's a lot of freaking workers. And from here on out, all you really do is... I think you go up to 8 gases, to be honest. Or 8 gases. I think you go up to 6 gases. I think you pump Immortals like your life depends on it. And then you can do pretty much whatever. We see Classic, though, staying only on 4 gases. Losing both of his oracles. That is a bug, not a feature. Well, meanwhile, Laser is droning up pretty rapidly. 60 new workers on the way. Still has a good roach count as well. Has lost all of his adepts. Classic, that is. So was this enough? I think the answer is yeah. It definitely was enough. We have a Templar Archives on the way. We have these gases coming in. I think what you can do, if you're Classic in this case, is you move across the map with a prism. You have a cheeky hallucination scout. You check, hey, how many gases are there? Like, how many drones are there? How all-in is my opponent? And if he's not very all-in, you move across the map, kind of stay on the edge while expanding. You don't need to fight, but if you can fight, you do fight. And I think at this point, You probably can fight. You're going to have, what, 4 Immortals? It's not going to be a Prism. Just going to have a crap ton of Zealots. Like, I'm loving this position here for our Protoss player. I really do. Laser's planning on moving across the map. That seems like a mistake. Laser doesn't have enough units to move across the map currently. He's researching Grooved Spines, which is the attack range for the Hydralisk. I am just having a lot of trouble, honestly, with this push. I don't quite see this having any success. The army comp that Classic is working with is great at dealing with this. I'm not a huge fan of fighting in the middle of the map, especially if your opponent is all-inning, of a pretty mediocre worker count. Archon here is going to get taken out, or is almost going to get taken out. You have 2 Adept once again, shading by. Going to get a couple of kills here. That's cute, that's neat, that's nice. Laser returns home with a portion of his Roach Force. Queens get caught in the middle of the map. Will not be capable of joining the fight anymore. I mean, Classic here is attacking into a 76 drone player. This is a mistake out of Classic, but a mistake that could still be fine. Like, you usually don't want to attack in someone that's already into you. Especially if you're the Protoss player that can build more Immortals. I'm not afraid for Classic, because his army is huge. But I think this is the incorrect call. Anyway, it's an unsafe, it's a less safe play. But it seems to be kind of safe enough for now. As the next wave of Roaches isn't quite here yet. Immortals is the backbone of this army. Should be fine. Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan. Fort base isn't being utilized quite yet either. GG gets called. Classic takes game number 3. Alrighty, game 4. As they've been short and sweet games. This is exactly what I kind of expected, honestly. I'm not saying that I've expected the Classic to win 2 out of the 3 games so far, but I expected just kind of short and aggressive games out of both players. Ooh, there it is. Laser with a gold first on this map. Classic's gonna scout it. I wonder if there's a response that he has to it. This feels like a cannon rush. It's a fake cannon rush? It's a real... Oh my god, it's a real cannon rush. I haven't seen this response yet. I was thinking of a cannon rush the other day as I was playing against it. I was like, oh, I feel like it might be possible. This is a good position as well for a cannon, holy crap. Can you fit it here or no? I mean, he can probably fit it here, he just needs to wait for the forge to finish. Problem that I have with it is, you're investing 250 minerals, plus delaying your attack, plus getting a forge. So, really more than just 250 minerals. What happens if you just cancel the hatch, right? Also, what happens if you just finish the hatch? Okay, we're just gonna get a cancel. I don't know who this favors. I really have no clue. Because this is going to be a triple hatch now. Look how late that first adept is going to be. It's going to be a solid 30 seconds slower. This Nexus is extremely delayed as well. Do you even want to finish up the cannon? It almost feels silly, no? Like, surely Classic has played against this and practiced it. It's like, this is the #1 response that Zergs would do against a cannon rush there, I think. You can't go for a second cannon rush, that's ridiculous. Laser skipping links for a very long time. Now, a timing where we can kind of figure out how everything is set up, how everything's going, that I like to use is the 40 drone timing. So, whenever one of the players hits 40 workers, the other player should be very close. And based on the drone count at 40 drones, or 40 workers, we can kind of figure out what the spot is in the game. It's an easy way of doing it. Rather than having to do any type of like hardcore analysis, it's kind of like a scoreboard, you know? It's like, ah, that looks good. Or, ah, that looks bad. Of course, you also have to keep some other factors in mind, like the amount of queens, the amount of links that are out on the map. I think Laser is going quite heavy here on the link count. He's adding 8 more, so it's going to go up to 15, which seems crazy high. Classic is still on the map here with his adept, which actually does shock me. Oh, Laser wants to fight this cannon. That's why he's here. That is why he's here. No, he doesn't want to fight this cannon. Never mind. I thought he wanted to fight this cannon. Maybe he wants to deny this base. So, in my theoretical analysis of this game, the Oracle should be incapable of dealing damage for two reasons. One, it's going to be kept at home for an extended period of time due to the links that are out on the map. And two, I think there's going to be too many queens by the time it can move across. Although I say that, seems like there's only 3 queens so far. It's not a whole lot at all. You have 22 more links on the way. Elazer's opting for a Nexus cancel strategy. Now, absolutely vital part of Nexus cancel strategies is that you have to cancel the Nexus of your opponent. So far that hasn't happened quite yet. It's gonna go for it. You see one pulsar beam being activated, second pulsar beam being activated. The Elazer's gonna just right click it and piss off. He believes he can take it out, and he definitely can. Keeps a bunch of the links alive as well. Worker count relatively even. Third base faster for Elazer. Delayed here for Classic. Elazer's gonna go for another cancel. This is good. Gets the probe as well. This is real good. I love that for him. I really do. Roach Warren coming out as well. I think Elazer is ahead. By how much, I don't quite know, but ahead he is. Ahead he definitely is. 3 Oracle into Twilight. No Forge. Late third base. I mean... guess there's still the possibility of a counterattack. We have 7 queens out already. What? That's 1 more than usual. 6 queens is the golden standard. 7 is the golden standard plus 1. He's gonna counterattack with links. If he gets another cancel on this base, I honestly think that Classic might as well just leave. Here Elazer's gonna try to defend this with the links. Okay, Oracle's hitting the third base. Queen's absolutely not in position. Poor control here out of our Polish Zerg player. 10 adepts. 10? What is that? 10 adepts. Should have finished that. He's not going for glaives behind this. Just naked adepts. By themselves. Trying to deny creeps. Trying to have a good time. And a good time they sure are having. Get another shade in forward. Oracle's coming in with another drive-by. Who actually finishes this shade. Clears a lot of the links. One Oracle in some trouble. Needs to be microed away. Can Classic manage that? Not really. Adepts now hitting the third, where there's still some queens in position. 1 queen gets sniped. Worker production behind this is decent for Classic. 57 workers to 63. Fourth base on the way as well for Classic. Gonna get a stasis ward. Is Miko paying attention? Or sorry, is Elazer paying attention? Yes, he is. Of course he is. 6 workers going down. I'm not sure where that's happening. The workers were falling. We now have Blink as a follow-up. We have a Templar Archive already done. So Hydralisk then starts. I don't actually think Elazer is that far ahead anymore. I'm not even sure if he's ahead whatsoever. This thing's gonna end up falling, but still going to kill a couple of links here with the help of the Pulsar Beam. Cannon plus Pulsar Beam is pretty epic. Storm on the way. Robotics Facility on the way. Immortal on the way. It's the second Robo. It's gonna be building Storm Immortal from 2 bases with a kind of a low Stalker count. 6 gates already. We'll snipe this Overlord as well. And a 4th base is kind of inevitable. 77 drone, Roach, Hydra. We don't have an infestation pit. We don't have a lurker den. We don't have a follow-up. This is going to be it for Elazer. Elazer says, hey, you know what I like? 77 drone. What? Messed up. With what? 77 drone Roach Hydra. 2 Templar just died there, by the way. That's a big deal. That really is a big deal. This battery has a terrible placement. Links are going to end up falling. At what cost? Well, at the cost of 5 workers, as well as 2 Templar. That means you're going to have at least 2 less storms, but potentially even 4 less storms. Depending on when Elazer is planning on hitting. Is Classic really thinking of moving out here? I don't think so. The laser supply is extremely high. That surprises me. I hadn't quite expected that. What's the infrastructure? 8 gates, 2 robo. That looks decent. We have some Ravagers now coming in. The laser planning the attack. Charge is not done yet, by the way. So counterattacks are going to be hard to execute without charge. We have the Stalkers not done yet. Or not in position to do anything. Stasis Ward doesn't really hit anything. Can we get some fat storms here? Here we go. It's now or never. Second storm doesn't really hit anything. Third storm, can you hit something? No, you can't. As the roaches are hitting Classic's natural base. Super battery active. Big storm hits the front of this army. Another storm good for zoning. Immortal staying alive, dishing out a lot of damage as the Biles hit. 171 supply to 100. And the laser is going to be pushing through here. Killing the entirety of the natural base of his opponent. No more immortal production. No more +2 research. And I do believe that this push is going to end, at least for now. But damage has been dealt. So many workers going down. So much production being halted for extended periods of time. And really all that Elaser needs to do is set up a new control group and go again, because he's still up supply. He's up by about 50 supply, 29 to 82. That is a significant gap there between Classic and Elaser. Classic desperately trying to get both of these robots as well as the Forge back online. We have the attack now heading towards the right side, where we have a cannon, we have 2 batteries. But we don't have a whole lot of anything else. Templars here now gonna get caught out by the Lynx. Lynx, can they commit to this? Yes, of course they can. Is there a super battery? Yes, there is as well. This Archon can get healed because it's still busy morphing. I think it's gonna get sniped here by the Lynx. At the same time, we have the Hydra Roach fighting the Stalker Zealot. And the Hydra Roach is in way bigger numbers. And also it's just a little bit stronger here. And I think that this is going to be it. Elaser, with not the greatest early game, does manage to win here with a powerful Roach Hydra push. Officially reached the final game of the best of 5. I really like this type of stuff. I think I just like watching Elaser series in general, because you know that the games are not going to last very long. You know, there's something beautiful about kind of having this knowledge ahead of time. Just knowing that he's, you know, he's going to be all-inning a couple of times for banter. Just a couple of cheeky all-ins here. Curious what's going to be on the menu on this map. Oceanborn. What can you do here? Well, there's many things you can do. Queen Roach, possible. Ling Queen Roach, possible. Roach Hydra is possible. You can even play Lurker all-ins, although they're not quite as strong as they might be on other maps. Cybernetics Core finishes up. Okay. Here comes the Chrono on the Adapt. We also have the Natural Nexus about to finish up. No Warp Gate, so we're actually just gonna get Stargate another time. So sad about this, I'm so sorry. I could have sworn that Classic still was a player that liked, you know, using a big diversity of builds. I mean, he has a lot of follow-ups from the Stargate, but it's still all very Stargate-centric. Just not really what I wanted to see, but oh well. It is what it is. When I clicked this game, I was thinking to myself, what I want to see is Elaser defending 4-gate Glaive. I want to see him defending a DT drop. I want to see him defending different types of Oracle openers, maybe a Tempest Rush. But so far, we've really just seen very standard Stargate play out of Classic. That's perhaps a sign that standard play is just really good right now for Protoss. Definitely does feel true to me. That's actually gonna finish up. I think Elaser did see that, so not really take any damage. Spawning pool there is blocking. Happily. Is this a death? Might actually die? No. It's gonna survive. That's pretty freaking close though. That's really freaking close. If this adept finishes its shade, I'll be shocked. Yeah, no way. Absolutely no way. Stalker shooting that Overlord, with the help of the Oracle for high ground vision. The second Oracle is now on the way. Question on my mind here is going to be, will we see a 2 Oracle into Twilight or a 3 Oracle into Twilight? And then what type of tech are we expecting? Guess go down for Classic. It's going to be 2 Oracle, 3 Oracle. Okay, there we go. 2 kills on drones already. It's frustrating to get this much damage. If you also rushed out spores this quickly. It's like, ooh, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel good, you know? So you have these oracles now moving in position, trying to deal some damage. That was pretty neat. 5 worker kills total. We have a new oracle still coming in, as well as the Forged Twilight. Evo Chamber quickly for Elaser. So same type of opener that we saw in game number 1 as he throws down the Roach Warren. I'm curious if we're actually going to be seeing the exact same thing here. We have 5 adepts. This is more than we saw before. We've seen different types of adept numbers here. Sometimes 3, sometimes 5, sometimes 15. And you would get glaives. We're not going to get glaives here though. This is most likely just going to be charge or blink. Most likely going to be blink. To be honest, going to finish this up. Absolutely, yes. There's no links here. Where are the links? They're completely out of position. Big blunder out of Elaser, who is going to be losing quite a bit of mining. And on top of that, we're going to see another Shade finish up onto the high ground. That is a beautiful move. Forces these drones away. Can we get a recall? Do we need a recall? No, we can just trade out perhaps against some of these links. Lots of links here are falling. This was a fantastic trade here for Classic. He killed 16 links total, 10 drones, and lost 5 adepts. Now, losing 5 adepts doesn't sound great, but you're always going to lose 1 or 2 adepts because you built them. You have 1 to 3 adepts in the early game guaranteed every single time. And you want to get rid of them because adepts are pointless to have in the mid game. So trading them out for this much damage, yeah, I'm pretty sure Classic is going to be absolutely buzzing. He's in his happy place right now, all right? The question is, can Elaser also get to his happy place? Elaser is on 4 gases. Elaser is, yep, this is the same build as in game number 1. Elaser is getting his Overlord speed. This is a copy. This is a copy. The early game went much worse though. Look at this. 4 or 5 more worker kills here. However, that also means that we have way less energy on these oracles. Look at this. Hardly any energy left. Only one of them has energy to even activate its own pulsar beam. And now it's gonna go back in to try for a stasis ward. What does Classic need? What does Classic want? Classic needs and wants Storm. He wants Stormers. He wants Immortals. He wants batteries and cannons. And he needs to scout. He needs to know what's kicking off. He needs to know what's coming his way. So far, he hasn't gotten that confirmation yet, which is actually quite bad. Here we go. Ooh. Sees a Dropper Lord. I'm not sure if that was like entirely in range. It's hard to say sometimes. It really is. I'd be shocked to see a fort base go down here. Yes, extra batteries. That is what we need. We have 1, 2, 3 cannon going down. We're expecting drops, both in the main and the natural. This one's empty currently, but will fill up soonish. I can only imagine. Here's the first Immortal. Let's go. Nothing in the net quite yet. We now have an attack coming in towards the main as well. Elaser with a very successful game last time against this type of defense. Back then we had a fort base though. Classic did not have the same level of preparation. Templar in the back, need to start storming. Oh, first Immortal goes down pretty much for free. Big 2 storms though, connecting with all of these Roaches and Ravagers. Stalker count is decent. We're what? 16 Stalkers right now. There's a new Immortal that's out. We still have a cannon in the back. We still have 2 batteries that are active. So if the super battery ever comes back online, we can utilize it. Oh, I think Classic is just winning this fight. Absolutely. 64 workers to 61. He blinks in forward. Elaser does not have the units to make it work. It's going to get pushed back. And now +2 can start the research. We're going to see charge. We're going to see more Templars being warped in, as well as a fort base. Classic can do what he wants. He can do what he likes. He could even push across the map here with his massive Stalker count and continue putting on some serious pressure onto his opponent. Elaser tries to fight it, but he can't. He just doesn't have the numbers. And it is a numbers game at this point. Elaser with a lot of cash in the bank, by the way. 800, 600. Doesn't really seem to be capable of spending it. Do we want to clear this Nexus or this hatchery, or what's the play here? I'm not so sure. Gonna snipe 2 out of the 4 queens, 3 out of 4 queens, 4 out of the 4 queens go down. That means you currently only have a single queen remaining. Stalkers are continuing to trade. Lots of cash in the bank for Classic as well, but he's in such a good spot that I don't really mind it. You have 1k gas for Elaser. How's he gonna spend that? Maybe Infestors are an option here, like Infestor into Ultra or something. It's the only thing I can really imagine as, you know, being remotely viable here. I just don't understand what else could be. It's gonna go for a Hydra then instead. Like, Hydras are not great if there's already Storm out, you know? And he knows there's Storm out because he's gotten Storm twice. I'll go for a Surround, that doesn't really work. Oracle's dealing so much damage. It's 52 workers to 71. Elaser. He's just lost too many drones. He's lost too many drones in this game. He's lost 21 workers in this game. A lot of those in the early stages as well. And it really weakened his push out. Now with the Hydra range coming in. I honestly think if Classic were to move across the map, wouldn't he just win? 64 links versus nothing. Like, this is a significant force. You have another Immortal coming in. A Prism now on the way. Yeah, it's going to be 3 Immortals. A lot of Zealots. Do we even have a Baneling Nest? No, we don't. Zealots are going to be fantastic against this army then. I mean, you're just going to be eating them links alive with Storm. And if not with Storm, then with Zealots. And if not with Zealots, then with the Archons. There's really nothing that can take care of Zealots right now. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And there's going to be quite a few Zealots. Like, we have 9 already. 1 more warp in with these 8 gateways. Seems like an issue to me. Classic is planning on moving out. He is moving out. We have a big run-by setup. Could potentially snipe this Immortal. Prism is nearby though, so we're gonna get the pickup. It's a lot of links. Could actually end up losing those. It's definitely gonna end up losing a lot of them. Good move out of Classic. Lurker then about halfway done as well. These Archons continue to fight. What's the Hydra count here? Hydra count's good enough to snipe both of these Oracles. That's a big deal. 1 Archon goes down as well. We have to flank with the links, but there's just nothing else. There's just nothing else. Good start of the fight for Elaser, but he needs more than just a good start. He needs a miracle. He has 12 Hydras and 8 Queens. Even just fighting a Stalker Archon army would be hard, but there's also Immortals, there's also Zealots, and there's so many Storms available. We have like freaking 10 Storms here. You don't even need to hit them, you can just use them to zone, and by the time you're done zoning, Elaser is going to be on half a base. Absolutely. Here come more Storms. Like, the Queens are tanking the Storms, but who cares? Now we're going to start hitting those Hydras as well. 2 more Archons will end up showing up. 181 supply to 121. Classic planning on winning this game with a 3-2 score. Elaser taps out, and that, my dear friends, is going to be it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Bye bye.